What's up,
Giga,
guys?
welcome to the Gentleman Podcast.
Hey, thanks
How's it
for
going?
your interest talking to me. Everything is good, my friend. How about you?
Good, good. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. I just wanted
Mhm.
to first of all congratulate you on your amazing performance against Erwin Rivera a couple weeks back. I
Thank
know,
you.
I know he wasn't your original opponent. It was actually Mike Davis who canceled a couple times. How
Yeah,
frustrating, I wanted to ask you, how frustrating is it when an opponent pulls out of a fight last minute, especially when it happens a couple times?
yeah, it's bad, man. It's really bad. Like, especially like if the opponent cancels once, it's already bad. Then second time after that, you don't even think about to fight the same opponent. But when they asked me again for the third time, I was like, okay, now it's time. I'm gonna beat his head. Like I'm gonna punish this guy. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. But honestly, at some point, I didn't want it to take this fight. Against him because he has done nothing after my winning fight, and I feel like I was already on a different position than him, and but yeah, I mean, I was angry. I wanted
Mm,
to beat him. That's why I took the fight because
yeah.
he wasted my 2 camp, and now he wasted my 3 camp. I'm
Yeah.
never gonna fight this guy. I
Yeah.
guarantee. Not taking this fight anymore.
Well, honestly, I think you guys are on different levels now. You're on a winning streak. I think he might be on a losing streak or something. So it wouldn't even make sense for you to fight him at this point. But
It's really
besides that, I have to say I'm a huge fan of your fighting style. Your background in
thank you.
kickboxing and karate. It really is, in my opinion, one of the most entertaining styles to watch, and it's also very effective too. Can you tell us a little bit about how your transition from kickboxing into MMA is going?
Uh, I don't know if you guys know, but I was training karate since I was 4 years old. My
Mm,
background is karate, and I've done like many different styles, and one of the main style I was fighting and training was Goju-ryu, and it's very similar to Kyokushin. Like I was competing on both of these styles in different competitions. And then I decided to start kickboxing, and the reason was, first of all, I was a big fan of K1, and I wanted to be like one of those fighters who goes to Japan and fights a big league.
mm,
And beside this, I was planning to get married soon, and I needed some money to, provide my family. And karate don't pay shit, so I had to,
I hear
I
you.
had to do a little transition. Yeah. So, but the karate is still my hobby. That's one of the best thing I love to do it and train. But then I did my transition. I started slowly to do a little bit of boxing to mix up my hands and kicks. And then I moved in Holland, in Netherlands,
Okay.
where I lived for 7 years, a little over than 7 years.
Mm,
And it was a big move. We had no. I was with my wife and with my daughter there, and we had nobody completely. I'm from country Georgia, and in Holland there are now a lot of Georgians, and we started from zero. And then we built something, and after 7 years, I'm telling to my wife that nah, that's not it. We're moving forward. We're gonna move to California. My wife was like, "Oh, again." Like Los Angeles and California, good
uh-huh.
weather, all this sounds so well. So
Mm,
we moved here, and I started to do now again different sports, MMA. I had to learn wrestling. I had to start training in JiuJitsu,
mm,
and that was it took some time. I fought in the same year when I moved was 2015. I fought same time I was fighting the Glory, the kickboxing, highest league of the kickboxing, and
mm.
same time I was doing my transitions to MMA, and I fought in World Series of Fighting, my first debut, and then I lost this fight, and it was very frustrating for me because I thought my wrestling and jiu-jitsu was on the level that I could start knocking the people out already. But yeah, guy was a good wrestler. He hugged me as more as my wife and my kids hugged me. So like, he held me there for 3 rounds, and then that's how I started my MMA. So.
That's great. One of my favorite fighters of all time was Lyoto Machida, and he had a similar karate style like you have with the liver kicks and the crazy combinations. I want to ask you, what MMA fighters have influenced you, or you aspire to, or try to model your style?
Definitely, Lyoto is one of them. And like, see, when I was back in the days when I was training karate, I was watching this guy, and yeah, I want to be this guy. But first of all, I started to watch UFC when I was 5, 6 years old,
Oh, wow.
and I watched the Royce Gracie, and I was like, "Wow, who's this guy?" Even he was not just striking; he was using the gi. At that time, I was training in a gi, and that's okay. So uh, I thought that was kind of future me. Maybe I was not doing the submissions at the moment, but that was so impressive for me to see the fighting guy in gi inside the cage. Definitely, Gracie was one of them. Lyoto, uh, yeah, I would say these two for sure.
Nice, nice. I know you recently called out Edson Barboza, and I think that would be a fantastic fight. Tell us a little why you
Yeah,
chose him out of everyone in the featherweight division.
that's exactly why I choose him because he's people saying that he's the best striker in the UFC now. Like they've been saying the past few years that Edson is so entertaining. He has all the tools. He fought all the big names. And I see the people like when they play PlayStation, a lot of people choosing Edson because he can do some nice spinning kicks and stuff. I want to be one of them. I know I
Yeah.
can beat this guy. I know I can bring the better techniques on the table. And people, yeah, MMA fans, they don't know me. Uh, they don't know what I'm capable of.
Not
It's
yet.
my
Soon they
yeah,
will,
not
right?
yet exactly, and that's why it will be fun to see this guy and me against each other inside the cage. Maybe Fight Island if it ever happens. I would say this will be like a real Mortal Kombat thing,
Yeah. That'd
and
be awesome.
pe- people would enjoy like him because he has fought my brother Benil Dariush, and we all know how it happened. Benny was winning the first round against one of the best striker of the world. So I want to fight this guy. I really want to fight this guy. Nothing really, actually, well, nothing personal. Only because I want to fight the best guys, and that's
Yeah.
why. And also, it makes sense for him too because I don't do jiu-jitsu much. I don't do wrestling. I mean, inside the fight, if I need to do it, I will do it. But he don't really need to worry on these things. And I know he's a pure striker as well, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's the only
Stand and
reason.
bang. Stand and bang.
Exactly, exactly.
Hey, Giga, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
So, standing at 6 feet tall, you're considered huge as a featherweight, abnormally big.
Yeah,
In your future, not now because you're on a 5-fight win streak, but in the future, do you see yourself moving up possibly?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
My debut was at 155. Actually, guy didn't make the weight. He was 160. We fought at catchweight 160. I've done the fights at 165 and 172, but these fights were kickboxing, and in kickboxing we don't really cut a lot of weight and stuff. But I fought the bigger guys too. So my plan right now is to use my reach, my height, everything what I need to do to make my name, and then after that I can fight even 170 if there is some big names.
Wow.
Maybe one day some. What belt Masvidal has? BMF, right?
BMF.
Maybe.
Yeah, man.
All right. Sounds good. So, this is a sports podcast overall. We cover all sports. I know
Great.
you're from Georgia. Any sports that you were into there or even now here that you follow or that you play? other than mixed martial arts?
I'm a big fan of soccer. You guys call soccer, but we call football.
Football, yeah.
Football,
Real
yeah.
football. So I'm a big fan of it. I used to play a little bit. I have a story. When I was young, like 9, 10, I had little problems on my heart because I was training. One of the first karate trainer was a little crazy. He made us do 7,000 abs on the one training besides no stop, like 7,000 abs, 2,000 squats, 500 push-ups and stuff like that. And if you would not do it, he would beat your ass or something. I don't know. It was crazy. So my family decided to take me on soccer classes because I was a huge fan, and they took me there. I played okay, not bad. And after like two weeks, they called to my dad and, hey, you guys need to go back in karate or something. What happened? My dad asked, and I beat the trainer's son because he's been bully, so I had to do it. That was the reason.
I don't blame you.
They took me back. Yeah, no, but I used to play a lot soccer, and that's one of my favorite sport to watch. And also, I'm a big fan of judo because my dad used to be a judo wrestler, and I think he got me into this. And, Georgians have multiple Olympic champions. Some of those guys are my friends, and I really like to support my country because we are like 3.5 million, almost 4 million people.
Small country.
Small.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just good to see my country athletes doing some achievements. So I always try to follow the sports from my country.
Of course. So we got a pretty big card tomorrow, UFC 250. Are there any specific fights that you're looking forward to watching? You have your eye on anyone?
All the featherweight fights for sure I'm gonna watch. And besides this, I'm enjoying to see the Sean O'Malley fight.
Yeah.
I feel like he's in positions that he's the upcoming star. I would say like. UFC supports him too. He has a big fan base too, and all the tools he has. It's just fun to watch this guy, and I'm looking forward to see his fight as well.
Awesome.
But what's going on, Giga? You touched a little bit before about when you came into MMA, the wrestling and jiu-jitsu part of you learning. Did anything surprise you about when you started training that? Like, is there something that did surprise you how hard it was, or is there anything about that you learned from?
Definitely, it did not really surprise me. I knew that it would be the new sport. So I'm from the karate, which is like traditional mixed martial arts, and which teaches you the respect first of all. And everyone was surprised at Kings when I put my white belt on the gi, and the guy who was world champion in karate, world champion, and the next day he shows up with a white belt and trains with completely beginner jiu-jitsu fighters, and they were like, "Oh, this guy is this fighter." I felt it, but I had to do it, and nothing was surprising for me. I mean, I mentioned that the only thing surprised me was when I lost the fight in World Series of Fighting with this bum. I would say. That surprised me because I really thought I was going to knock him out. But yeah, wrestling worked for him. And I started to do beginning classes in jiu-jitsu first. And then I started to do wrestling with that time Mark Munoz had the classes at Kings. And besides at Kings, he had college wrestling classes with 15, 14 years old kids. I went there. Nobody knew who I was. Some big guy, like 28, 29 years old guy, like training with 14. It was so weird, the people were thinking. But I was doing my thing, man. Mark was really proud of it. And I was doing, I tried to learn all the ABC in both of the sports. And now it's I'm on different position, and now I'm trying to learn how to start some good submissions in my UFC career, and hopefully you guys gonna see it soon.
Going back a little bit back to your kickboxing background, is there like a fight that you have that like sticks out amongst the rest of all your kickboxing bouts that you've had? Like a favorite fight or most memorable fight?
I would say like all my knockouts are memorable fights for me, and especially the kick that I'm doing. The people call Giga kick now.
Giga kick, yeah.
Yeah, liver shot with some fake movements. It's kind of. I mean, people started to call it Giga kick since I got a couple of knockouts. So of course, it's one of my special thing to see, and I'm proud of it too. People actually used inside the UFC cage. I hope you guys remember the fight against Matt Brown and Jake Ellenberger.
Yeah.
So I was helping that time the Jake, and I saw this thing would work for Matt Brown, and he got knockout in the first minute or two. So I'm really proud of it too. And many Kings guys are using this kick, and
I've never been kicked in the liver before, but I can't imagine that it feels pretty good.
Yeah, you know what's weird? Knockout with the head kick or punch, it's good. You knock somebody out, he's cold.
Yeah.
But there is another knockout, like you kick him in the liver or punch him in the liver, and you see the guys down watching you, but he can't do shit.
Yeah.
He's just crying.
It's a different type of knockout.
It's a different level of knockout.
The body shuts down.
I have a story in 2017. In the beginning, there was some kid, French kid living in Thailand. He was big name in Muay Thai, and he was talking shit before my fight. He was sending me and posting the videos. And he has actually like almost 1 million followers or something. So big fan base. And we don't have in kickboxing and Muay Thai that kind of fan bases, And this guy was really popular, and he tried to talk shit. I'm emotional guy, especially at the moment. I was like cutting weight, and I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy. And the knockout like this makes you feel so much better, bro. It's something unique feeling I had.
Yeah.
Do you have like a dream opponent that like at some point in your career that you want to face, or that you could have faced, like somebody that
Hell yeah, of course I want to get some millions. I want to fight Mayweather in the boxing. I want to fight Conor in the MMA. Of course, that's my plan. And I believe that I'm the fighter who can one day I become UFC champion, and I want to challenge some boxing champion. I'm a hard worker guy, and I have all the tools. I've done. I was asked to start boxing career by trainers like big name of trainer Abel Sanchez asked me, Nazem Richardson, the boxing trainer of Bernard Hopkins. They know me. They've seen me. I sparred Shane Mosley too, and the big names. And in a boxing, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the kickboxing, right? So this makes me think that one day when I become UFC champion, I'm gonna challenge some good boxer, and then it's not gonna be like Conor Mayweather, It's gonna be different level boxing. Maybe I talk much, but this is what I believe, and this is what's my dream. So that was your question, and that's my answer.
Looking forward to it.
Yep, that's a great answer.
Yeah, it's great that you have, the confidence in yourself. It's very refreshing to see that. And, the sky's the limit for you, man. We're really pulling for you.
Yeah.
We really are.
Thank you.
So there's usually 4 of us here. Our fourth co-host couldn't make it, but he had a question for you. So his name is Eddie, and he said he wanted to know, you have a business management degree. Outside the octagon, do you have any like something you want to pursue with that degree, or something you want, like a business plan for that?
Say again, the business degree you mean, or I
Yeah,
couldn't hear well.
it says you have a
Yeah,
business
yeah.
management
I have
degree.
a business and management bachelor degree. Yeah.
Mm.
Um. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the best business what I have right now is my career, and I believe
Yeah.
like all the hard work and even the money what I put and what my family put before in this, it's working right now, and it will be wasting of my time if I start right now something else because I'm still new in UFC and I need to settle my name. Uh, and actually, it's funny that these days I've been thinking about karate school because where I live right here is not good karate schools. It's different type of karate I used to train. I mean, it's real, more real than like this point things. And also the future, I really want to open Dutch kickboxing school in US. There is no Dutch kickboxing schools.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm planning to open in Georgia the Kings MMA branch. So we have you guys familiar with the Kings MMA
Yeah,
school,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope.
Mhm.
So it's going to be good for new athletes in my countries because somebody who will be talent, they can come and train with us and do their future career. And I would be happy to help all those students. And also I mean, I have a lot of plans, so I definitely trying to use my
That's great.
knowledge and education so far what I have, but not right now because
Okay.
any minute what I'm spending, I feel like it's I'm on the right track right now, and I just don't want to disturb because I've seen the fighters like the very talented fighters doing the opening a gym, starting little
Yeah.
small businesses, and their career went not really well at some point. Still, they
Yeah.
realize this.
You have to focus on the goal. I respect that. There's one goal right now: win a championship, be one of the greatest fighters in the UFC, and that's something that you should put 100% of your focus on. So that's great.
Yeah.
But going back to you said you lived in Holland for 7 years or so, right?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
Alistair Overeem is from there, correct?
Yeah, we used to be a teammates.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
First 2 years, I used to train in the same gym where he used to come and train, called
Mhm.
Golden Glory. It was oriented at Breda, city Breda. Uh, but I was a young kid. He was a big name.
Yeah.
When we talked, like we fought on the same card. Now I talked to him, and he barely reminded myself.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I
I was
mean,
on his first day. We were kind of cool to each other. This guy don't remember nothing. I was like, wow, you got a lot of punches in your head.
Yes.
he's taken quite a few blows, but as you saw in his last fight, he actually came back and won that, which was pretty incredible. But
Yeah.
Giga, I want to ask you, when can we expect you in the octagon again? Are you shooting for July, August?
Fight Island.
Well, we know Fight Island, but
If it's Fight Island, I mean, Barboza and me would be great for Fight Island, but I don't know. This guy did never answered me, never show any interest. Looks like UFC has a different plans for him.
yeah.
But I really want to come back soon. I'm thinking exactly like that. End of the July, maybe a little bit earlier to July sounds good, and
Mhm.
August. So no farther than August for sure. That's my plans. That's what I really want to do, and I'm messaging my manager and UFC almost every day that I'm ready.
Tell them the Gentleman Podcast want to see you fight again.
Yeah.
ASAP.
And we'll do it.
And they announced today that Fight Island they're opening it up July 11th. So
Oh, July 11th, they said?
they made the
Yeah.
announcement a little while ago. So
Soon.
and they said the octagon's going to be on the beach. So
That's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
It's
Yep.
different.
That's really cool. All right, Giga, it was fantastic talking to you. We're all big fans, and
Thank
we
you.
can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
you fight again. Did you have anything else you wanted to say to us or shout out anybody or anything like that?
Real quick, for sure. I'm gonna mention my sponsors because all my support is most of them is from Georgia,
Mhm.
and I really want to give them shout out because without them it will be super hard to stay here, live here, especially with family and make. I've been here 5 years, and all this time they've been helping me. So Ajarabet is a casino bookmaker company which are helping me, and I'm an ambassador of this company. And besides this, there's a brand, the Petrocas Energy Group. They're my friends. They don't really care about shout outs, but I still like to show them my love. And of course, Bad Boy Company, which is you guys know the brand.
Of course.
Yes.
So they've been helping me past few years since I moved here. This brand was for me was like really, this logo was one of my favorite before. When I was like 15 years ago, I was like, oh, that's my eyes. That's what I was thinking. So I'm really happy that I have them and supporting me. So, yeah, that's my shout out.
That's
Stay in
great.
touch, Giga, please. We would love
Yeah.
to have you on again sometime in the future. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Take care, guys.
Take
And,
care.
all the best.
Thank
for
Be
you
safe.
again.
Thank you.
Bye.